I'm Kelly Vaughn, and welcome to Inside Indy. And I am so excited because we're going to be talking about a little bit of fashion, education, and beyond. And joining us in the studio are Walter Blackburn.
Thank you very much.
And she is the founder and the president of the Walter Blackburn Scholarship Fund and Fashion Show.
Yes.
Right? Welcome to Inside Indy.
Thank you.
And then we have Dr. Karen Rodman.
Hello.
Who serves on the board for the Blackburn Scholarship Fund, and you're also a practicing neurologist here in Indy.
Yes, I am.
Welcome to Inside Indy.
Thank you so much.
The fashion show has already started because you guys are just absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
I don't know if you can see. Can we get Alpha's shoe? Okay, go ahead and put it on the little bench. I want people to see these shoes. Aren't those like the cutest shoes?
Absolutely
That is
stunning.
So funny that she would notice the shoe first. Only ladies do that. No, men do too. Come think of it. Yeah.
Let's get to the important stuff first. Her shoes.
That's right.
Now, more importantly, though, as much as we love them, you have a big event coming up where you raise money for scholarships.
Do. I'm so excited. This being our 15th year.
Wow.
We're very thrilled to be able to continue this work and put enough fun into it that everyone enjoys meeting, not just meeting the new scholars, but also socializing with each other and looking forward to talking and seeing fashion, which is always fun and entertaining. So, and to be in a place that Walter designed is really special.
Yeah. And let's talk about that special place that Walter Blackburn designed. Tell folks where this is all happening.
Oh, it's at the Arts Garden, the Indianapolis Arts Garden. I think it's the new postcard image for Indianapolis.
You're right.
And it, of course, is the glass structure that you'll see over Washington Street at Illinois.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. That must make you pretty proud every time you go downtown. You go, my husband built, he designed that, you know.
Yes, always it does.
And I don't think, do you think most people know that
I don't know.
Walter, that an African-American designed the Arts Garden?
I don't know.
And she says, I don't care, it's my husband's.
Right.
And with your show, they now know.
Now they know, right, Karen?
I can
Absolutely.
mention it in the program.
Okay.
That you're gathered in a space that Walter designed. And of course, the event honors him. I am so thrilled to be able to, because not everybody of note would you want to honor 15 years later. In Walter's case, it's been almost 19 years, but he's worthy. So that makes me feel good.
And his other accomplishments, is it the Black History Museum in Cincinnati?
Oh, you know about that. That's
I tell everybody that.
Right, they are coming on to a big 10-year, I think 10-year anniversary now. That's the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center.
Nice.
Between the two big stadiums in Cincinnati.
Okay. And so what's interesting how you both have all this talent in terms of design when it comes to buildings.
That's right.
Even your home is just absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
And then we move to, so it just all plays out with fashion as well. I mean, as you yourself are a fashion designer, let's talk about your work.
My work entails having an imagination that's overactive and also working with people who love clothes and who are attracted to fashion, or who have very active lives, so they need a lot of clothes. And I do mostly special occasion clothes, so you have to be out and about and doing things and have demand, but also the unique feature is that it's custom, so we can work at each other's, excuse me, at each other's schedule, and we can also make sure that things fit well.
Right,
That's
I love
so
that.
important.
Okay.
And I love the work itself, so things are finally done.
So what you see at the fashion show, a lot of it you can either purchase or you can have custom made.
Absolutely. If you're lucky enough that the sample fits you, I'll give you a discount because that saves both of us some time.
Right.
But I will certainly make whatever you see in your size.
Yeah, so the sample's probably a 2. I don't think I'm getting in that. But anyway.
No, they're not quite that.
No.
Maybe one little girl is that
Okay,
small.
one
She
girl,
has
my mama.
various beautiful samples in various sizes.
Right.
Yes,
So
and
she does.
various ages.
That's right.
Like
Oh, yeah.
Barbara Boyd's going to model again this year. She's 90.
90 years old. Just had a birthday, by the way.
Right.
Happy birthday, Barbara
Again,
Boyd.
happy birthday, Barbara.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
then we have young models who are 17.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
doesn't matter what age you are if you like to dress.
There you go.
That's
That's
right.
a style. Now, we know this is all about raising money. And Dr. Rodman,
Absolutely.
I know that you have a big part of this program and as being a contributor to the foundation. So tell us how that all works.
Well, first of all, Walter was a friend of mine, and beautiful Alpha is a dear friend. And to honor their memory and to support the beautiful work that Walter and Alpha are doing with this scholarship fund, and to honor my parents' memory, I've started, this will be the 3rd year, the Doris and Orlando Rodman Book Award.
Oh, I love
And
it.
because this is the 15th year, and I so believe in Alpha's and Walter's mission, I've increased that amount to 600 for a worthy candidate, which I was on the committee to help select. And it
you get
just
to
does
do
my
that.
heart good to support the worthy endeavor that Alpha is doing in memory of Walter and all that he did and
nice.
continues to do, because he's immortalized in all the work
Yeah.
he's
No
done.
getting away from him. You see the art score.
You certainly do. And homes and other things he's designed. And my parents, who are unfortunately have passed on, I want to honor their memory. And they so
Yeah.
believed in missions like Alpha and Walter's to support education.
She mentioned in kind of an offhand way
Yes.
that she's on the selection committee.
Yes.
But she and Kathy Jordan,
Yes.
who's formerly with Pacers and now works on our committee, and Dr. Jacqueline Greenwood,
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
who is a
Educator.
retired educator and principal, serve as the committee to select the scholar. I don't
Yes.
select the scholar.
That's right.
And they insist that they meet certain criteria.
Yes, we do.
And you want to tell them about
Yeah,
the
how's that
criteria?
process work?
Well, the process is we get appropriate applicants who, fill out the application, online. They have to have, and their criteria for the Walter and Alpha Blackburn Scholarship is appropriately rigorous. They have to have an interest, a sincere interest in architecture
Okay.
or the related fields, design, art. Some are into some want to do cartooning with design there. They have to have a certain grade point average at least. And not only do
3 points.
That's right. And not only do they have to want to go into architectural related fields, we like a nice balanced candidate. So, and it's an excellent process. And as Miss Alpha said, our committee interviews, we can have anywhere as many 3 to 10 applicants. And, we rank them and, for the scholarship and then consider book awards. So it's an excellent process.
So how many recipients this year?
We have additional book
Yes.
awards this year.
Okay.
So we have one $10,000 scholarship.
Wow, nice.
The Walter and
That-
Alpha Blackburn Scholarship.
And we distinguish that winner from others by awarding them a check every year because we want them to graduate. We don't want them just
Right.
to start college.
Right.
So we give a portion of the amount every year to keep them encouraged in
That's
school.
right.
And we have a book award this year that will be sponsored by Reverend Winterbourne,
Oh, yes. And what's-
Jones. Help me get the name correct.
Yes.
Harrison Jones.
Harrison Jones, thank you. And he's dear and fabulous, and he will offer the prayer at the event, but also sponsor a book award.
Really? Okay,
Yes.
so he's with Witherspoon
Witherspoon.
Church on Michigan Road, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, I know him
I call
too.
him Winterbourne.
Yeah.
But we're so close now. And we also have an additional book award to the one that is named for Stephen Talley, whom his wife fully supports, and she will be there.
Yeah.
We have one from Ruby Zay to honor her late husband, who is a poet, who was a poet, and in memory of her husband, she has started a $500 scholarship.
Nice, I love it.
So I love being able to use that feature to expand the amount of money that we can award.
Okay.
And with the Doris and Orlando Rodman Book Award, I've expanded and increased the amount. And as I've said to Miss Alpha, I'll probably increase it again next year.
I know you will, Dr.
For Doris and Orlando Rodman.
She's a jewel in our community, and she's supported many projects here at WHMB TV40, so we thank you for your support.
Yes.
Well, you have a wonderful station, and you are a wonderful talent, so I'm more than happy to support you all.
Absolutely. I want to tell you something else this year that we're doing in the 15th year. Our co-founders with me are Jethro Nays.
Oh, Mr. Nays, yes, he was my dean in high school, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's been an educator for eons.
Yeah.
And David Rose.
Yes, I know David,
who
too.
At 1 year arranged for us to give an automobile to one of our scholars who
nice. I remember
didn't
that.
have transportation and issues, and to be able to do things that would be considered grand gestures for these young people is just so gratifying.
Okay, I love it. I love it. We're almost out of time, so I got to get date, time, location.
Okay.
For the big fashion show and fundraiser.
It's Sunday, July 14th. You could remember it easily. Not the 4th, but the 14th.
Okay.
The 14th at 5 o'clock at the Arts Garden in downtown Indianapolis, connected to the mall.
Okay.
And you can call and speak directly to our treasurer to make reservations. She'll take your information, and if you need to be on our mailing list, that needs to be done immediately. Her number is 317-627-8899.
88.99. Okay, and we'll put that on the screen as well.
Okay. Her name is Jarnell Craig.
Okay. Okay, so make that phone call. Get those tickets.
Yes,
all right.
Absolutely.
For the Walter Blackburn Scholarship Fund and Fashion Show. And again on July 14th. So Alpha Blackburn, Karen Rodman, thank you so much, Dr. Rodman. Dr. Karen Rodman for joining us. Gotta get that doctor in there. Thanks so much.
We really appreciate this. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you coming in. All right.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll have more for you here on Inside Indy after this. And we're back here on Inside Indy, and we're going to Carmel. In this segment of Inside Indy, and joining us to take us there is Dan McFeely, and you are city spokesman.
I am, yes, for the mayor's office.
For the mayor's office, who has now been newly re-elected, not newly re-elected, but re-elected. This is what?
Correct.
How many terms for Mayor Brainerd?
This will be his 7th term.
7th term.
Makes him the second longest serving mayor in Indiana. There's a mayor down in southern Indiana who has been in office a little bit longer. But
wow.
Yeah, long time. He started in 1996. So.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Because I'm thinking back for Indianapolis. I know Hudnut served. Did he serve 4?
I'm not sure. That's back in the 70s, right? Yeah. I know he had at least 2 in there.
70s and even into the 80s. He was around then. So that's very cool. So what's the forecast for the next 4 years under Mayor Brainerd?
Yeah, we're awfully excited about it because we get to continue doing what we've been doing in the central part of our town, and that is taking an area that was really in need of some attention, and building this wonderful midtown zone where we got new businesses moving in, new restaurants moving in, we got fun things for people to do, and then there's other areas around, and then even out on US 31 and in some of the neighborhoods, we're looking at how can we make life even better in Carmel. We want the quality of life to be very high so that people will want to come and live here and fill the jobs that are open right now. We got lots of companies looking for lots of qualified people to work, and we feel our job is to build the infrastructure necessary to bring those people into Carmel so that they can fill those jobs. Businesses can be successful, families can be successful, and everyone can live the American dream.
There you go. So now let's discuss the boundaries, because, you know, I live in Pike Township, so oftentimes when I'm heading up to Channel 40, which is in Noblesville, you know, I go through Fishers, but sometimes I'm not sure whether I'm in Fishers or I'm in Carmel or I'm in Zionsville. So what are the boundaries?
Sure, that's easy. So you know that river there, that white river? Yeah.
That old thing, yeah.
So that is the boundary that separates Fishers and Carmel.
Okay.
And then 146th Street at the top, 96th Street at the bottom. And then if you're over on the western part of the city, it's basically Michigan Road up until a point where then Michigan Road turns into Boone County. But so those are your borders. It's about 49 square miles.
Okay, and population?
We're at about 96,000 right now.
Wow.
The next census will be done in 2020. It's more than likely going to pop over 100,000 when they do a more detailed census, but technically 96,600.
Okay. Now, I know in the past I've heard, you know, certain, whether it's a magazine or some survey or article will say Carmel is one of the nicest or one of the wealthiest. Is it still considered one of the wealthiest cities, not only in Indiana, but in the country?
Well, no, I haven't seen any surveys on wealth. I mean, it's generally thought that...
It feels that way.
Well, no, and there's probably a lot to that. But Hamilton County, the Merrillville area just outside of Chicago, and then, you know, certain parts around South Bend, they all have that tendency. But in terms of the national surveys we see, they're all about best place to live, best place to raise a family, best place to retire. Those kinds of things are the ones that I haven't seen a wealth survey. But it was interesting you mentioned that. The Wall Street Journal just posted an article on Carmel this week. It's going to be in the print version, and it takes a look at the zip code. 46032 is our zip code, and they ran the numbers and they do all the little digging that they wanted to do into the housing opportunities and stuff like that. So they called us and asked us for some information, and that's a nice thing to have, because millions of people read the Wall Street Journal all over the world, and we want people to know about us so they'll come and visit. Maybe move here.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody coming to visit Carmel, say from Cincinnati. So what's on tap to do? Some fun things to do.
Well, so yeah, we have lots happening in Carmel this summer. I would like to kind of zero in on one particular day in May. May the 24th is typically the 24th is the Friday that kicks off Memorial Day weekend. For me, we often go to the Indianapolis 500 Carb Day. It's a lot of fun. But if you're not going to the track and you're looking for something different, we have something happening that day that's incredible. You can come in the morning and spend the entire day there and not be bored. It starts at 9 in the morning with our Memorial Day ceremony. So if you have someone who's in the military or is retired from the military, that is a beautiful ceremony that pays honor to our troops. It's a wonderful thing at 9 in the morning at our Veterans Plaza. And then right across the street is the Palladium. And inside the Palladium there is the American Songbook Museum. If you go to that museum, especially if you have an older veteran in your family, the museum is featuring the Andrews sisters. So you walk in, you get interactive functions on computer monitors. You hear music, you can read stories and see old pictures. It's a fun event.
Nice.
Later that day at 4 o'clock, we were going to launch into 3 hours of live music down at the Midtown Plaza, which is opening that day. So if you've been to Carmel lately, right on the Monon Trail where Sun King Brewery is and all these new restaurants, there's a public plaza. So it's not just a gathering place. There are pool tables, ping pong tables, cornhole, all kinds of things that are going to be permanent fixtures in the ground for people to play at any time. It's going to be beautifully landscaped. It's built for entertainment. There'll be a stage for music. We'll have a giant video board, all kinds of fun things. So you could do that, then go grab a bite to eat, and finally that night is Late Night on Main, our first late night concert, starting at 9 o'clock at night, goes until midnight, and we shut down Main Street for the entire night. Nice. It turns into a big street party. The businesses stay open, the pubs stay open, and people just gather, shop, eat, have a good time.
All right, so it's something for those who are visiting for the Indy 500 to do as an alternative, just to kind of go from place to place around town and go up north to Carmel.
Plenty of new hotel rooms. Hotels along US 31 are opening up left and right, so there's lots of rooms there if they're not all sold out for the race.
Okay. Now you mentioned businesses growing. So tell us about that. What kind of growth have we seen recently? Some of the big corporations moving in?
Sure. So along this Monon Greenway, this Midtown area, the first business to move in was Allied Solutions. It's a giant insurance company that they had been in an office park leasing space, but they wanted to own their own space. So they moved into this building where on the bottom floor there's restaurants, and then they take up the rest of it. And then right across the street is Merchants Bank. They built their statewide headquarters right there. We've had a couple announcements from a couple of companies, including BC Forward, which is a great software right at about 96 in College. And then Zotec, which is another giant firm, is about to kick off a new 5-story building along US 31, which is a beautiful thing to look at. But more importantly, they're hiring 300 more people. So lots of jobs coming to Carmel. And so we're trying to build an environment where these companies can come in and have a pool of employees to choose from. And for the people, it's great because they have choices. If they're working on one company and they want to try out another one, chances are they're going to be able to get a job there because we have very low unemployment all over the country.
Right, yeah.
And so we're in a definite struggle to get the best employees we can to move to Carmel, which is why we try to do our part by building this great, fun environment to live in.
Very nice, very nice. And we were talking about things that were going on for people to do. Did we touch on July 17th?
Oh, yes, July 17th. That is the songbook competition. So the American Songbook Competition includes some of the best singers and dancers from the high schools across America. 40 of them are coming, and they spend the entire week in Carmel at the Palladium. And they get professional training. You think of it as the American Idol experience, where once you got through the competition, you gathered in this one place, and then you went through this rigorous testing and everything.
Sounds like Glee on steroids.
Exactly,
or something.
exactly. Yeah, and Glee's a perfect example because that's the kind of music that these kids are already learning to sing, and it's a wonderful experience, and hopefully will launch some careers, and actually already has.
Oh, so, yeah. You mentioned there was somebody who had performed on that has gone on to national television and starred in a live Broadway performance of Hairspray. Wow.
Yeah, she had been the songbook winner from the previous year. So within 12 months, she got the audition to go to New York, and it's all because of Michael Feinstein. Michael is the creative director for our Center for the Performing Arts. He's a very well-known performer, Grammy-nominated singer, and he owns nightclubs, one in New York, one out west. And it's his skill level and his dedication to the songbook that helps these kids realize what they can be. And he has connections that help them get connected themselves. So it's a wonderful program.
So how does one become a part of that? Do you?
Well, throughout the week, most of the evening events where the kids work out their performances and stuff are absolutely free. You can go into the Palladium and sit and listen. Then when it gets close to the weekend and the bigger performances take place, there is a ticket charge to get in, and I'm not sure what the prices are. But if you go to the centerpresents.org, that is or you can just Google Carmel Palladium. You'll find all that information out.
Okay. Well, it sounds good. It sounds like a lot happening in Carmel. And, of course, there's Carmel Fest.
There's Carmel Fest, yeah.
Oh, man, I love Carmel Fest.
Carmel Fest, that always happens July 3rd and 4th.
Oh, I love it.
Always includes the big fireworks show afterwards.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
It's a lot of fun. It's probably our biggest event of the year in terms of population, people coming out.
Okay. Yeah. So if people have questions about Carmel, they want to do a staycation in Carmel, where do they go? Website?
Sure. they can always go to the city website, carmel.in.gov. In there, you can look at events that are coming up, and then you can bounce out to other pages. But you check out our Carmel Arts and Design District. There's always things going on there. Midtown, as I said, is just opening on the 24th. They're going to be programming a lot of new things there that we don't even know yet because the schedules are being put together now. And then, of course, there's always a Center for the Performing Arts, which is the Palladium, the Tarkington Theater, where the Civic Theater does their performances, and then right across on the other side of the building is the Actors Theater of Indiana, the only actual professional theater group in the state.
There will be on the young part, the youngsters
That's
will be
right.
here on the show.
Yeah, great
later,
stuff to do, and then and you can never go wrong with the Carmel Farmers Market. Every Saturday morning in the summertime from 8 to 11:30. 70 plus vendors. Most of them are farmers from all over the state.
That sounds good.
Good food.
Very good.
Good food.
All right. Dan McFeely, who is the spokesman for the City of Carmel. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's great.
On Inside Indy. And thank you for joining us. I'm Kelly Vaughn. We'll see you here on Inside Indy next time. Bye-bye.